All right, so I guess third time is a charm. I'm back in the same parking lot for the third fucking day in a row. It's insane that I've been at this venue for 3 days in a row. Destruction, hypocrisy, and tonight, devastation of the nation, rotting Christ. This guy here, he's not here for the show.
I'm actually not here right now.
Yeah, he's like John Cena. You can't see him right now. So anyways, this guy's here because Season of Mist and Rotting Christ have been kind enough to offer us a special VIP meet and greet. Check out the sound check, meet the band, and then this guy has to bugger off because the show is for 19 and over, but I'm staying to enjoy the rest of the show. So this vlog today, I think it's going to be slightly different.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be in it for half of it, and then it's going to be me flying solo.
Yeah.
Well, not solo, because I have a bunch of friends coming out, so this should be a fun day. All right, so he's never been at this venue, so I'm going to take him around and show him how things look like. All right? See you guys. So, Antonio, what do you think of Lee's Palace? Just from the outside, obviously. You haven't been inside.
It looks like Bombay Roti to me.
Bombay Roti? You gotta admit, it's a cool looking venue, man. It looks badass.
Yeah.
He's not impressed. You're not impressed?
Not really.
If you're not impressed with the outside, you're not gonna be impressed with the inside.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, so just wait until you see it. All right, so we're inside, where we are? Lee's Palace. So this guy skipped school. He wasn't able to see the sound check because they have some problems at the borders, confidential stuff. But he got to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Sakis. We've been hanging out with him inside the venue.
Very nice.
I think he just went outside for a smoke, but we were just hanging out with him the whole time. Man, it's surreal to just sit and just shoot the shit.
The outside of this place is not really the most, beautiful thing in the world, but I like it. I like the inside.
I know, but it's all about like sitting down and talking to the man. Never mind the place.
No, but because in the other part I said that I didn't like the outside, but the inside is pretty good. I like the rodeo thing in the middle here.
Okay.
If you want to turn the camera around and show
Here.
people.
That there. That's what he's talking about. That's the pit.
That's for the pit.
That's for the pit. So yeah. So how was it to meet the man?
Super nice. Super nice. It was everything I was expecting it to be.
And then some.
And then some, yeah. Really nice guy.
Oh, and speaking of the man himself, you wanna say a word?
Yes, hello, this is Sakis. I'm alone here. Tonight I will play alone.
I'm gonna do cowbell.
All right.
Yeah, no, play guitar.
Later? Yeah. No, drums.
No.
I'm the drummer.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
drum.
Okay, so come and check the only a unique show for Rotting Christ, okay? See you tonight. The rest of the guys are stuck on the borders.
All right, guys. You heard from the man. See ya. guys are probably wondering, why is Pedro home for a vlog? He never does this. He always does it in his car or at the venue, something along those lines. And where are the videos from Rotting Christ and Borknagar? Well, the answer is simple and yet complicated. Rotting Christ and Borknagar were stuck at the border and they weren't able to make it to the show on time. I actually, at this point in time, I still don't know if they are at the border or if they finally made it through. Some issues with customs. I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to speculate, but definitely customs related issues that prevented these two bands from attending the show and making this evening an absolute memorable one. So what happens? Well, the show still went on, as all the shows must go on, but just with the four opening bands: Storm Ruler, Veil of Nath, Ghost Bath, and Abigail Williams. So those were the bands that were able to perform, because those were the bands that were able to make it to Toronto. Noel with Inertia was quick in the draw, and he refunded everybody their ticket money. The guy's an absolute all-star. The hits keep on coming. Is the pandemic, now things like this are happening. I mean, it hurts everybody. It hurts the bands. It hurts the venues. It hurts the promoters. It's just a shit show across the board. Nothing that anybody can really do, because these things are out of our control. They're out of our hands. But still a shit show nevertheless. But he was quick, gave everybody a refund, and then opened up a new show just with these four bands for half the price of what the original tickets were. And he gave one of the most heartfelt speeches that I've ever heard anybody give in my life. I mean, if this man was running for office, I would definitely vote for him, because we would have amazing shows, for one. But anyways, he gave a great speech. And originally I was thinking about actually leaving, because the main reason I was there is obviously to see Rotting Christ. And I was thinking of leaving, saying bye to Sakis, because he made it, because he traveled by himself. They had an off day yesterday, so he was doing some private stuff and he was able to get here on his own, and he was going to meet the band here. That's why he was in town, but not the band. So I was just going to say bye to him, and I was going to go home, because I've had a show every single day of this week. But then after the speech that Noel gave from Inertia, I couldn't. I had to stay, because it made me realize that, these bands have traveled far to make it to this show. And if they don't play, and if people don't attend, they don't get paid. So these are bands that are not making a lot of money to begin with on this tour. So I had my name on the guest list. I paid for a ticket. I went in. Never mind the guest list. It's not important. At this point, after listening to what Noel had to say, I wanted to do my part and support these four bands in any way possible. So not only I paid for a ticket going in, I also bought this Ghost Bath t-shirt from their latest record, which I absolutely love. Came out last year on Nuclear Blast. If you haven't picked it up, go do it. So I picked up a shirt, I bought my ticket, I came in, I did my part, and I watched these four bands perform. Starting off with Storm Ruler, a band that I hadn't heard before, and it was my introduction to their black metal sound, and it was absolutely kick-ass, I must say. The sets were all short, like half an hour sets, so they stayed with the same sets that they had before. Now you may be wondering, why? You had more time, why not play a little bit longer? Well, there's many reasons, but perhaps the most important one is that a lot of these bands had practiced a certain amount of songs, because they knew what their sets were going to be like, and they hired some fill-in musicians, some session musicians for these tours. So going outside the box without being able to practice the songs beforehand is definitely not in the cards. So the sets were short, made the night actually go a lot quicker. It made things fun. It made things a little bit more lighthearted, not as serious. So I think everybody really enjoyed their performance. But Storm Ruler was a great band, great sound, a lot of energy, a lot of drive, a lot of grit. And I think everybody in attendance really enjoyed it. One of my friends was there. He picked up a vinyl. Once again, he wanted to support the band, so he picked up a vinyl. And I think a lot of people, to go back a little bit to what I said earlier in terms of the speech from Noel, I think a lot of people were really touched by it, because the crowd was actually pretty impressive. Not the same crowd as if the show had gone on with the original lineup, but you know what? Not that far off. A lot of people heard the call, came out, and stayed for the show and supported these bands. So I'm proud of everyone in Toronto in the metal scene that did that tonight, instead of going somewhere else and watching some other band play at some other venue. So I really appreciate people staying, doing the right thing, and giving these bands someone to play for. So Storm Ruler, great set, great show. I really enjoy the band, discovering them on this tour. Next comes Veil of Noth, and they have a different sound. So the first band, Storm Ruler, black metal, and then these guys come in more with a technical death metal sound, but they really fit the bill. It's not like it was so far off of what the first band was offering that there was a little bit of a jolt in between them. No, it had a great flow, it had great sound. Ken from Abigail Williams, he's the frontman for this band as well, so he brings a little bit of his black metal delivery as far as his vocals are concerned, and I think that's what helped blend the sound a little bit better, not allowing these two bands to feel completely worlds apart from one another, making the fluidity of the set feel a little bit better connected, feel like it had a little bit more momentum. Then after them comes Ghost Bath, a band that I didn't even realize they were on this bill until I saw Nameless, the lead singer, the main man behind the band, at the venue during the day, and we got to shoot the shit. Then is when I realized, fuck, Ghost Bath is on this bill. So I was really excited to see them because I really love their latest record. The shirt. I really love their latest record, and I wanted to see some of their material live, because I wanted to see how that transition from the studio to live was going to work. I wasn't disappointed. Once again, 30 minutes, but 30 minutes of quality. Great music, great sound. I was actually really impressed with how well the studio transition to the live transition works, very seamless. I mean, it does lose a little bit of the atmosphere. They weren't able to have their smoke machines in order to help create that atmosphere. That wasn't a possibility due to venue restrictions, but they still put on a great performance. At the end of the day, those are a little bit gimmicky. They add to the atmosphere, but they're a little bit gimmicky. You're really down there to listen to the band play, listen to the music, and see what they have to offer. And from that perspective, Ghost Bath put on a great evening of metal. And then comes Abigail Williams. My second time seeing Abigail Williams live. I saw them with Insiferum before the pandemic, so I was a little bit familiar, at least I was familiar with what to expect from this band in a live setting. And they really rocked they brought forward their normal ability, and they rocked the place because of it. They're a band that has a little bit more callous when it comes to playing live. They know exactly what to do, they know what fits, they know what works, they know what's going to get the crowd motivated, but this show felt a little bit more laid back. The previous show when I saw them with Insiferum, I felt like there was a little bit more on the line for them. Because of all the circumstances of today, today's show is a little bit more relaxing. And that relaxing nature really translated really well in terms of what their performance, because I felt like they were looser. I felt like they were just jamming, having a good time, playing. Obviously there's people there, but it didn't feel like they were being affected or that they were trying to prove something. They didn't have anything to prove. They were just there to have fun and play a few songs, and that's exactly what they did. The crowd loved it. Like I said earlier, a crowd that surprised me because a lot more people stayed for this show, came for this show than what I was expecting once the announcement of the top two bands not performing was made. So kudos to everybody that came out. Kudos to the bands that played. And last but not least, I want to say a huge thank you to Katie, Season of Mist, and Mr. Sakis of Rotting Christ for making this day special for Antonio, because he took the day off from school to go down there originally to meet the band, get some autographs, some pictures, and see them do the sound check so that he would get a taste of what Rotting Christ is all about, because due to the age limit, he's 17, you have to be 19 or over to attend these shows. He wasn't able to stay. That we couldn't get permission from the venue for him to stay, even though the label and the band, they tried, but that wasn't possible. So outside of that, the best solution was to see the sound check. End up not happening, but he got to spend 4 hours, 5 hours with Sakis shooting the shit, talking about music, about life, about everything, projects, future tour dates. I can't say anything that he told me because everything is hush hush, but there's a lot of stuff in the pipeline, talking about his solo stuff. So he had a blast. I know he had a great day, and at the end of the day, as a father, I'm happy that I was able to help provide that for him. And I'm really happy that we have the friendships with the label, with the band, that allows us to do this kind of stuff. So I want to say thank you to everybody. I want to say thank you to you guys for watching this very different kind of vlog for a very different kind of concert. And I hope you enjoyed the special takes. I hope you enjoy a little bit of the inside look of how things happened, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. There's going to be more videos, and there's going to be another vlog coming, because this week is absolutely insane as far as shows are concerned in the city of Toronto. So we'll see you guys at the next video. See you tomorrow.